If you're able to see, this is the bottom, click on it. This is your homework, by the way. You guys will do homework, which is this one. Deploy sample application in AKS. You will do the homework. Again, we're all learning, so please try. Error will come, use ChatGPT and all. But similar thing we are going to do here. So click here and you will download the Word document. So yesterday I was thinking, like, giving a little more practice will be plus point. So these are new thing I created. You can see it. I attached them and click on it. So whatever document you download, click on it. Now, give me thumbs up if you are able to download the document. This is a brand new exercise, has nothing to do with what we have done so far. So here I'm creating a Python just to give you practicality. The Python applications, and Python applications, we're going to create a Docker image and we'll do step by step. So let's understand what we are trying to do. This is a 30-minute exercise, so it will take a little longer. Please understand the concept, see on screen. Remember, picture has to be clear before you do anything. So in this exercise, we are going to create a folder. In this folder, we're going to create a Python Flask service, Python Flask service. And then Python Flask service, we create an image, Docker image. So this is the service. Please understand, Python, which is depend on Flask requirement, will have the dependency Flask, and using the Docker file, we'll create an image, our custom image. Make sense? Now, this up to this one is a service Python program. This one is the dependency, and this one will create image. Now, using this image, please understand, using this image, using this file, Kubernetes file, we'll deploy that in your local machine. That's pretty much we are doing, and then we'll test it out. Okay, there are 7 to 10 steps are there. It's not that hard. You can follow. Please understand, minor mistake, lab will learn, and human nature, we make mistakes. So first, we are going to create any file. Folder doesn't need to be exact folder. So go to new command prompt, start a brand new command prompt. Start a brand new command prompt. See, learning requires a little focus, and more you focus, easier it will become. So brand new thing. And now let's create a directory called make directory, my flask. Makes sense? Make directory, my flask. It's a brand new directory, has nothing inside. Press enter. And then go inside. So cd my flask. Easy. So you are now in the directory. cd stands for change directory, make directory. Okay. Every step, make sure you pay attention, because I may not go back because it will not complete the whole exercise. Whole exercise, I did that step by step, so we'll follow that. The first, this program. This program, if you read in English, it says that I'm needed Flask dependency. I'm using router dash slash. It means if you call this router dash, it will call this function. It will say hello from Kubernetes, and it's going to listen to 5,000 code. It means this service is running on 5,000. So we're going to copy this thing, yellow portion. Make sure you see correctly. Control C, copy this portion. Okay. Control C. And then go to your brand new command prompt where you're under my flask. Make sure you're under my flask, right? And we're going to say notepad app.py. You can see how nicely we do notepad app.py. This app.py naming conventions, I'm using it, app.py, and press enter. Press enter. As you can see that if you press enter, it will open, say yes, and you paste the code, whichever you did. So this same yellow code is now here. See how beautiful it is? Step by step, this information, right? I am pasting. You know the port is 5,000. It's listening. The default routing is slash. It means if you use localhost colon 5,000, it will come. You can write here hello or something, and it will work. But as you can write a business logic. Once you know the framework, you can write whatever you want. Makes sense? So that is done. Save it. File, save it. That's done. So step 1 is done. Now step 2, we're going to create a file requirements.txt. So let's do that. So here we're going to say notepad requirements, make sure plural, requirements, txt. Name has to be correct. If minor mistake, it won't work. So requirements txt. Here you are defining dependency. So we got, and the only dependency we are using here is called Flask. So we write Flask. Basically, this exercise is now helping you to do this file. So you're doing notepad requirements.txt for this one, and the Flask goes inside. Make sense? You save it. So that part is done. How many files we created so far? 2. One is Python, one is requirement. Now third file, which is a Docker. So we're going to create a notepad, D capital Docker file, Docker file. Some reason it will add text, but we'll fix that. No problem. Notepad, Docker file, press enter. Yes. And here, the yellow portions we have, we're going to copy yellow portions nicely. Control C and put it here. The Docker file, paste it here. So you can see on the screen, we are creating a third file called Docker file notepad, and using notepad, we are copying that. At this moment, your Docker file is saved as a docker.txt. We'll rename that. Okay, so we'll say file save. Everything has to be connecting the dots. Please pay attention. The requirement text has to be exactly requirement text, right? App.py has to be exactly app.py. If there's a minor mistake, it won't work, right? In your machine, Python should be installed, which I think we have. We are going to install Python, so we should not have any problem. So right now, let's save it. But when you save, it will be docker.txt. So we are going to rename. So we'll say rename D capital tab and D capital tab and remove the txt like that. So you are now renaming this file docker.txt to Docker file. So please type this command so you can rename this file as a Docker file. Please understand D capital Docker. Make sense? Now press enter. This is done. At this moment, we have all goodies are there. Docker file, everything is there. So now we are ready to create an image. So in order to create image, please understand, we are going to use this command, but there is a little bit change in this command. So here, let's copy this one because you don't have to go inside. So I'm going to do Control C. Please see here, Docker build Flask K8SF latest. So here we are using this one. So this command, we are saying Docker build, T stands for tag. So we are giving our image as a name, and latest dot. It means current file, we have Docker file. So copy this command, Control C, and paste it here in your command prompt. It should create Docker image. Please understand, if you are not paying attention, easy to miss. We are running this one because we are already inside. So we don't need that. So Docker build, this will be our image tag, and dot will read Docker file and start creating image. Press enter, and if it goes well, congratulations, you will create an image. It may take a minute or two. So far, any questions? So when you are working in a real field, you are doing Python, similar, you can do Angular, Node.js, similar, you will create a Docker image. And this process gives you idea how you do. All these things you can put together in CI/CD through Jenkins. You can do the same thing. But whatever you are doing right now, this command you run through Jenkins. So in Jenkins, you create there's a shell script or Windows batch file, and it will create an image for you. Once you have image, we'll deploy it, and you're done. Please, again and again, I'm telling you, don't focus on small thing, focus on big thing. This is a big thing. I know some of us work in small thing. It takes time, it takes life, you won't get anything. This like you can see, if you can do Python as a homework, you can do another thing like C#, maybe do Java, and you can master. So right now, Docker image is created. If you want to know Docker, just say Docker Docker images, and we should have image ready. And if you run Docker images, oh my God, so many images we have. So our name should be first. So we have image here, last K8SF. So my image is ready. Good. Can I count? Ready? Okay. Now that is running. Now our goal is to, deploy it. So we are not doing this, not doing this. 1 second. So now we're going to deploy. So please pay attention. This is important. What we are going to do, we are image ready. Image ready. That image we are going to create as a part through deployment file. So we are going to create a deployment file. So this is a deployment file. And then we'll deploy. We'll define a replica. Then we use a service file. We'll create our own service file to point to this part, and then we'll test it out. And that completes our exercise. So here, so far, if you remember, we were using web. This time we're going to create a file. So please understand, this is where entire exercise is here. This yellow file. Replica is right now 1. The name of container name is this, and image is this. And then listening port is 5 hours. Where in this file, there are 2 files, if you carefully see. This one is a deployment, then dash dash. There is a service also. This one is deployment. So there are 2 things we are doing together. And service is nothing but pointing to node port. Node port means I can access, right? And you can see here, port 3080 means this service I can access through this port. This service will look for selector, this thing. So if you go to here, selector is this thing. So it kind of labeled through, it finds that automatically. Okay. So right now I need help here. Highlight and copy the yellow portion up to this. Control C, Control C, and go to your new command prompt here and just say notepad and write deployment.yaml. Deployment.yaml, doesn't matter what name you use, deployment.yaml. Make sure you type deployment.yaml, notepad deployment.yaml, and yes, and you paste this. So this, if you see here carefully, start with the deployment kind, right? And if you scroll down, there is a dash dash, which is nothing but separation, and then service. So this file will do both. It will deploy part, and it will also create service. And then it will listen to this part, which is kind of good. Save it. So once your file is there, now it's time for us to deploy. So you can use this one, but here there's a problem. Naming convention is not correct, so we are not going to use this. We're going to say -f deployment.yaml. So let's type it. So it's easy that way. So we're going to say kubectl -f means file, right? Sorry, apply. -f means file, and then say deployment and tab it like that. Right? And if you press enter, it's gonna, oops, the service is invalid, port is invalid. This happens, something wrong we did. Right? It's a 3080 port is either already allocated. In that situation, it is possible. In that situation, I'm gonna do 30801, save it, right? Save it and try to run again. And it worked. It means 3080, maybe some other service is running. So I just change the port. The file which we were creating, there's a port I changed, and it's good to go. Are we with me so far? So service is running. Now it's time for me to check, is it running or not? So in that situation, I'll say kubectl, right? Get all. What was that? I keep forgetting. Kubectl all. No, that's get SVC. Oops, sorry, spelling mistake. That's why it's kubectl. Get all. So you can see now you have the Flask service running at port this one. Make sense? So the Flask service is running on this port, 3081. Though some reason it was some other port was chosen, so that's why I think NGX was using the port. So we did 3081. So if our service and everything is working, if I look for local host 3081, I should see Python service, and you can say hello from Flask Kubernetes. Congratulations. We are able to call our Python service. So you can see here, this is the service using node port. I'm able to call this URL. This URL service is now pointing to my pod, where pod there is a Python running with Flask. It's receiving the message. The message came from my Python service.
Sure, we need to install. We need to have a Python software in our machine, right?
Not required, because it's Docker does that part. So Docker does that part. So Python.
Oh, I see.
So Docker has that, right? When you do Docker, the first thing we say, you know what, we need Python. So Docker has this thing. That's why it's a beautiful part.
I see.
Are you guys able to see?
Docker is powerful, yeah.
Right? How beautiful it's working.
Yeah.
So this exercise gives you idea how you create it. And now, good news, I have some commands here which you can do that. So here, once service is running, you can see when you do get all, you can see first of all how many pod running. So 1. And then pointers, which we saw. So you can see deployment is here. Here's everything you can see here. Now there are a few commands, interesting commands I have, which will be helpful if you see here. So now we saw that. Now, if you want to delete pod, what will happen? It will keep creating, right? Yes, sir. We saw that. If you want to delete image, you can do that part, right? If you want to view the log, you can say kubectl logs and then give your pod name. So you can see that. So this one is keep changing, you know that, right? This one is keep changing because this number comes every time you deploy. So kubectl log, and then whatever you have, you can define. So here, if I say kubectl log, let's see if we can get this information here. So I'll say kubectl. Oops. So let's see if I can get that. So kubectl Flask deploy, and this one is the one. So I'm gonna try this one. See if that pick it up. Oops, there's a 2/. And you can see I can see the log. So anytime this thing is changing, so you have to use, even though my document used it, but this one is yours. So you have to use that. So you're saying kubectl log, and you can see that part. Right? You can also inspect, you can do a lot of other stuff. You can, if you want to delete deployment, if you do delete deployment, it will delete everything. So if you delete deployment, it will delete everything. Describe, we saw that. Service, we saw describe service, right? So these are all commands, right? Now, one thing I want to show you, which is kind of interesting. If you delete the deployment, everything will go, right? But there is another thing I want to show you, which is replica, right? So let's do this one. So example, if I run this command, instead of 1, we'll do 2, because 1 is by default, right? So we see how it replicates quickly. Some reason, let's say we need more services. So if I come here and paste here, oops, not this one, so put that. This command, copy this command, but don't run it if you run it, it will only do 1, but it will replica 2. So, here we'll do 2. And if I press enter, it will do 2 replica. So we are saying kubectl scale deployment, flask deployment, replica 2. Original was 1. So now we are doing 2. So if I do get all, instead of 1, I should expect 2. Right? So if I run here, I should get 2. Pretty good. So scaling is instantly right there. So real life, you can do scale up, scale down. If I do replica 0, it will technically delete. Make sense? If I do deployment delete, then it will delete, otherwise it will be run. Right? And all those things we are doing, it is visible to our console. So that's console dashboard we are seeing. All those things, I know it's expired, but you can see that. That's the beautiful part about that part. That pretty much here good.
My web page is not open. Says empty response.
It means service is not running. It means there are three problems. Problem number 1, see, and debugging is like this. If your service, when you start the service command, we got an error, if you remember. And what I did is, if you remember, we changed the port. We changed the port to 30081.
Yeah.
So if you do it, then you have to run this command get all, and run this get all and see is the service running. Sometimes service will not be running, or sometimes this one will be broken. Broken means it can say error out. So check your pod. Is pod is running? If pod doesn't run and you have error here, 90% chances you have error in your Docker image. And Docker image error because you might have a problem with app.py, or you may have error with requirements because Docker was reading this file and create image. If it didn't create an image, then it won't run. So if there's a problem, you have a problem in
pod status is a crash loop.
Correct. I know that because it means when you create a app.py and requirements, you made a mistake there. When you copy, you might have copied something more, so you will have error. So your image did not create correctly. So when you look for app.py, check that couple of, it's pretty easy to find out. So you may want to see here, sometimes, you might copy one word here, app.py. Sometimes people copy that. That might be a problem. This file has to be proper. And requirements.txt, Flask. So you may want to check that because if image is not correct, you will get error. Good. Crystal clear? Yeah. So what homework you can do for this? EKS exercise will take a little time, so we'll do next week. But today, whatever we cover, I hope you enjoy. And it's time for us to take a quiz to see how much you remembered. Did you find?
No, everything looks so.
No, you have to find if it crashes. There are 2 reasons it crashes. One, if you're typing in a app.py error, or you have a problem with the requirements.txt. I know this error. Whenever your container crashed, right, the part did not work, there's nothing special there. This is the only file you have to check. Sometimes we copy like this way. And app.py should not, this is the copy. Requirements.txt, right? And then Docker image. There is nothing special in that. If this is run, you can also do independent testing. You can do Docker, right? Docker run and run your image. You will get error there too. Has nothing to do with Kubernetes. It means your image has a problem.
Oh.
Right? You can run Docker run, right? And then you can provide the image name and you can run. It will give you error.
Image name is Flask deployment.
You can run this command to see what your image is, Docker images through. You can see that, and then you run and it will crash. It will not run. Are you?
It's showing all the images.
No, images will be there, but image is bad. Now run Docker run and pick that image. Yeah. I gone through those all challenges. Whenever you have a problem, 90% error is in image. That's why image has to be correct. Okay, so now last mile for the day. Let's do our quiz. Please understand, this quiz is same as like last week, but it's always good idea to review. Let's do it. So what is the correct answer here? Do you guys agree? Easy. Yeah. Next one.
The
You
first
guys
one.
agree? People on phone, it's okay to speak up, guys. I know some of you are shocked. My God, right? Unless you participate, nothing happens. And this IT world is all about how much you learn, how much actively you participate. At least you speak up during quiz, right? Everyone, I cannot emphasize. If you don't speak up, you will not remember it also, right? Thank you, Malika. Next.
Third one.
Kubernetes.
Communicate.
Right?
Oh, I see.
Container runtime is kubelet. Next one.
Cluster from
Right? Next
Yes.
one.
Provide network routing.
Second one.
Using that, we are accessing the web browser. Next one.
Smallest deployable.
Yes.
Next one.
No, it's second one, host parts and provides compute resource. Yeah.
Good. Next one.
Service.
Anna,
Yeah, sounds like
sure.
Is that true? Yes, sir. Next one. So what component is used to maintain specific number of parts?
Yeah.
Running deployment or replica set. This replica set is like a kind of correct, but command line we use, but this one is more file. So I'll use deployment and say replica set. So replica sets, specific number, how many number you want to run. What is the purpose of deployment in Kubernetes? Mhm. Good.
Yes.
What is config map is used?
Third one.
Code configuration data separate from application code. Good. Next one.
Kubernetes context.
Remember difference between namespace versus context.
Third one.
So context is outside of the cluster. Namespace is inside the cluster. Good. Next one. Persistent storage. Next one.
Load control. Second one, load balancing traffic.
I think this might be the one. Right, because controller is going to replica controllers, node controller, container controller. What is the correct answer there? Next one, last one.
API. Yes, proxy server. It's server, yeah.